This is Silver Stories. So please introduce yourself.
Albert Bruno.
What was your childhood like? Did you grow up in Chicago?
Yes.
And did you have any siblings, and what were your parents like?
Well, my parents were. My father was from the old country, from Italy. Normal. I don't think he even went to school. But what did he do? I went to grammar school. I went to high school. And then the war came on and I was drafted. And then when I got discharged, discharged again. I went to came here. Where did I go? Well, I went to what's this school? I went to. Well, I went to fight in oh no, where'd I go? What was the Second War?
World War II?
After World War II.
The Korean War?
Korean War. Yeah, I was drafted into that.
Okay.
That I had 2 wars.
Wow. So in World War II, what ranking were you?
Sergeant.
Wow.
I think that's me there, yeah.
Wow. Who's next to you?
My brother.
And are you on the right or the left?
I'm on the left.
Okay.
The bottom one is the Korean War.
And is that your brother too?
No, that's the one. One of my partners just talk about it. We were in there together, trained, and we went overseas together.
Wow.
Okay, then what's next?
Maybe just speak to a little bit about, if you're comfortable talking about your experiences in war, where you were stationed. Were you stationed in the U.S. or?
No, I was stationed near Daegu.
Okay.
It's just below the front lines. Yeah, below the front line. That's am I getting through to you?
And then so before you went off to war, did you have like a job or what part, like were you in high school or college?
Well, I finished high school.
Okay.
Completely, and then was drafted. Went away to Texas. I learned in Texas. It's like a trade school.
Okay.
In fact, or not. Yeah, that's what it was. That's where I went to school. Then when the war ended, I went over to Germany, and that's where I finished my training there. And I went to Europe in different places doing my duty as a serviceman.
What branch of the military were you in?
Army.
Okay.
Okay. What's next?
So in the war, were you like part of fighting, or were you part of like, I don't know, some built airplanes, engineering?
No, I didn't know any firing, shooting at people. Yeah, because the war was over. When I went overseas,
Mm-hmm.
the war was over. And in the States here, I was just in the Army training.
Okay.
I helped train men before they went overseas.
Okay. Interesting. So what were some main things that you took away from being in the military? So I talked to another veteran, and he said it was very much about being prepared. Was there something that you took away from your time in the military that really helped you through the rest of your life?
No, I did training that I was supposed to do. I did, I trained here at different camps before I went to overseas. I went to Europe and did my training in some camp over there. Come out.
Okay.
I hope I'm being helpful.
You are.
Okay.
Did you, when you came back from war, did you have like a family? Did you have kids? Did you get married?
Well, I had World War II. I was right there, and in fact, I was in a training. I came back from overseas. I was discharged. But I joined the reserves.
Okay.
Then the war broke out, and I was called up again for the second war.
Sure.
And during the war, I went over to Korea and landed at Incheon and went down to Amazon, and then I went up to a camp near near Incheon. I was stationed at.
Okay. So quite a bit of traveling back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it had to be changed by people that were fighting very close.
Mm-hmm.
But I was in an engineering company, and I was away from the fighting, a little distance from the fighting.
Okay.
Okay, what's next?
So after the war, after the Korean War, when you came home, what was your experience? What was your job? What did you do after the war?
Well, after the war, I went back to my training. What was training? I was kind of in training somewhere. And I say training, and we had children. We got 2 children, and I just remember I was training there.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, so you've always just been in the military, and it's always been a part of you.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think of other questions I can ask you. Is there anything else you want to add? Like, any particular story that has always stuck with you?
Well, when I got over to Korea, the fighting went on, and I was behind the lines, and I stayed there until it was time to be discharged. And I was discharged, but all the other veterans were in the time at that time. That's where I stayed in, and I did my regular work. Yeah, regular work. Like another person.
During the war, I know that there was a lot of correspondence, especially during World War II. There was a lot of writing up and back from letters and all of that. Did you keep any of those letters that you wrote to people, or who did you write to?
No, I think I did at the time, but I didn't save any of them now.
Sure.
I had some from World War II, and World War II. That's all.
Sure.
Sure.
So I'm not very familiar with the military and the different badges or anything. Can you speak to that? Did you what did your uniform look like between the 2 wars? How did it differ?
Well, that was World War II is up on top there, and World War the Korean War was like the one on the top. This one
okay.
we were. That's one we had at that time.
Okay. So in World War II, what were like these that just met your rank? Like your arms?
Yeah, you shoot stripes.
And then what were the badges up here?
Oh, different things. Different squads I was in.
Okay.
And my brother was in a little longer.
Okay.
But I did the regular duty. Didn't harm anyone or didn't shoot anyone, which I'm glad of.
Mm. Very nice.
Okay, that's it.
I think that's pretty much it. Do you have one piece of advice for the world that you have picked up and you've kind of set as your motto?
Well, I think it's my motto. I'm small, so I don't bother anyone. And no one bothered me. But I did a pretty good job with the companies that I worked for.
Sure.
Produce products and come in. And then the Korean War broke out, and I had to go overseas during the fighting, but I was behind the lines.
Okay.
I was right there.
Okay. I think that's pretty much it. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, that's she's lucky that I. Not yeah, my son's son is coming in.
Ah, okay. Very nice. Well, thank you so much, and thank you for your service.
Oh, you're welcome.